Take my word for it, Veikko. You could do much worse than have me for a sweetheart. Even if I'm only a mouse, I can love you and be true to you. She was a dear, dainty little mouse, and as she sat looking up at Veikko with her little paws under her chin and her bright little eyes sparkling, Veikko liked her more and more. Then she sang Veikko a pretty little song, and the song cheered him so much that he forgot his disappointment at not finding a human sweetheart, and as he left her to go home, he said, "Very well, little mouse, I'll take you for my sweetheart." At that, the mouse made little squeaks of delight, and she told him that she'd be true to him and wait for him no matter how long he was in returning. Well, the older brothers, when they got home, boasted loudly about their sweethearts. "Mine," said the oldest, "has the rosiest, reddest cheeks you ever saw." "And mine," the second announced, "has long yellow hair." Veikko said nothing. "What's the matter, Veikko?" the older brothers asked him, laughing. "Has your sweetheart pretty pointed ears or sharp white teeth?" You see, they were still having their little joke about foxes and wolves. "You needn't laugh," Veikko said. "I've found a sweetheart. She's a gentle, dainty little thing gowned in velvet." "Gowned in velvet?" echoed the oldest brother with a frown. "Just like a princess?" the second brother sneered. "Yes," Veikko repeated, "gowned in velvet like a princess. And when she sits up and sings to me, I'm perfectly happy." "Huh," grunted the older brothers, not at all pleased that Veikko should have so grand a sweetheart. "Well," said the old farmer after a few days, "now I should like to know what those sweethearts of yours are able to do. Have them each bake me a loaf of bread, so that I can see whether they're good housewives." "Mine will be able to bake bread, I'm sure of that," the oldest brother declared boastfully. "So will mine," chorused the second brother. Veikko was silent. "What about the princess?" they said with a laugh. "Do you think the princess can bake bread?" "I don't know," Veikko answered truthfully. "I'll have to ask her." Of course, he had no reason for supposing that the little mouse could bake bread, and by the time he reached the hut in the forest, he was feeling sad and discouraged. When he pushed open the door, he found the little mouse as before seated on the table, daintily combing her whiskers. At the sight of Veikko, she danced about with delight. "I'm so glad to see you," she squeaked. "I knew you would come back." Then, when she noticed that he was silent, she asked him what was the matter. Veikko told her. "My father wants each of our sweethearts to bake him a loaf of bread. If I come home without a loaf, my brothers will laugh at me." "You won't have to go home without a loaf," the little mouse said. "I can bake bread." Veikko was much surprised at this. "I never heard of a mouse that could bake bread." "Well, I can," the little mouse insisted. With that, she began ringing a small silver bell, tinkle, tinkle, tinkle. Instantly there was the sound of hurrying footsteps, tiny, scratchy footsteps, and hundreds of mice came running into the hut. The little Princess Mouse, sitting up very straight and dignified, said to them, "Each of you go fetch me a grain of the finest wheat." All the mice scampered quickly away and soon returned one by one, each carrying a grain of the finest wheat. After that, it was no trick at all for the Princess Mouse to bake a beautiful loaf of wheaten bread. The next day, the three brothers presented their father the loaves of their sweethearts' baking. The eldest one had a loaf of rye bread. "Very good," the farmer said. "For hard-working people like us, rye bread is good." The loaf the second son had was made of barley. "Barley bread is also good," the farmer said. But when Veikko presented his loaf of beautiful wheaten bread, his father cried out, "What?